Hey guys, just wanted to do a quick tutorial on getting any DAW, whether it be FL Studio, Ableton, Bitwig, whatever you want, streaming flawlessly to Discord. And by flawless, I mean you being able to use ASIO, not having weird issues with audio not coming through. That's a big frustration I've had, especially with using an audio interface, is I just can't get audio to come through Discord if you're just streaming the application directly. On top of that, with Discord, you also have issues with if you have a particular plugin pulled up, the stream tends to kind of wig out and either only show the plugin or show black or something else, right? Like there's a lot of weird issues when trying to stream to the Discord. So if you're trying to show someone something, how to do something, or you're trying to get help and audio isn't coming through and the visual doesn't line up, that's very, it's super, there's a lot of friction there. It causes lots of problems. And I spend half the time like just trying to diagnose issues. Anyways, gone on a ramble. I'm going to get through this really quickly. So the things you absolutely need are virtual audio cable, Sonobus, and OBS, right? And install all of those three first, and then you can follow along with me. All right, so the first step to setting all this up after everything's installed is you'll have to open the Sonobus standalone application. So you'll notice I have two here, right? One's a VST, this is a VST, this is the standalone application. So we'll need to configure this guy real quick to make sure that the audio will be routed correctly, right? So we'll come here and go to File, Show Options, and you'll have to select your virtual audio cable. We're going to route all of the audio through this virtual audio cable, right? So that's it for that. So we can just go ahead and minimize him for now. The next step is you'll have to add the VST, the Sonobus VST, to the end or towards the end, depending on what kind of audio you want to come out. If you have like a post EQ or something that you do, in my case, I have Sound ID reference. I don't want that to affect what other people hear, so I put Sonobus before that in the chain. Anyway, so you'll drop the Sonobus VST in there, and you'll need to connect to your local Sonobus that we have here, right? We just finished setting up. So what you'll need to do is you'll go here and click connect. You'll hit this little shish kebab icon and click connect to raw address, right? So we'll have to notate by going to File, Show Options in the other application, and where it says use specific UDP port, we'll just copy that, right? 62428. It may be different for you. I think it's usually this port number. But anyways, we'll go back to the VST. We'll type that in, 127.0.0.1, that port number, click connect, and now we're connected to the Sonobus server. So you may be asking, what is this really doing? Well, what that means is any output on your master is going to now be directed to Sonobus, right? And then Sonobus is going to output that audio to the virtual audio cable, right? So next step is OBS. So OBS is really straightforward. All we really want to do is make sure that we have this virtual audio camera set up right. So you may want to create your scene to capture your full screen or wherever your DAW is, right? So we're going to capture your whole desktop minus, maybe the taskbar. In my case, I still have mine there, but however you want to do it, you can just have, your DAW only, which in this case it's not working because I'm using the Bitwig beta and I forgot to change that. But you set up your scenes however you want, right? And then you'll want to start the virtual camera. So this is kind of the trick to actually getting everything to work together. So that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot of setup. Just set up your scenes however you want to capture your DAW, like visually, right? Because the audio is actually going to be routed a different way. So if we go to Discord now, I'll just stop streaming real quick. And we'll go share your screen. And on this screen, go to capture devices and select your OBS virtual camera, right? You'll notice there's an audio device selection here. You will select the virtual audio cable, right? And and then you go live, and you'll notice, you know, they see, ooh, obviously that's going to look really goofy, but they're going to see what is in your, you know, what's set up in OBS, right? So whatever scene you have in OBS, that's what they're going to see. Yeah, and then all the audio gets routed to Sonobus. So that's about it. I don't know how to set this up for Mac, so you know, if someone wants to leave a comment below on alternatives or how to set it up for Mac, let me know. That's pretty much it. I'll say the very nice thing about this is I can still use ASIO, right? So if you're worried about performance and stuff, this eliminates that problem. You also get a little more fine-tuned control when you're streaming about how they hear things and how loud. So I can go in here in Sonobus, I can change the gain, right? So it's not super loud for them. If I want to have it, you know, maxed out, super loud for me, but I don't want to blow everyone's eardrums, I can turn this down. Yeah, so it works great. And then they can see all the plugins, right? Just like you'd expect and not have any issues. And yeah, so it's a little bit, you know, weird because you've got, you know, Sonobus, OBS, and, you know, virtual audio cable all running. But every time I've used it, it's worked flawlessly and I haven't had any issues. So yeah, one last caveat, if I haven't mentioned before, is if you reload your project, you will have to reconnect. It's a very annoying thing. I'm going to ask Sonobus developers if they can add a feature, because there is an auto reconnect to last group, but that does not apply to if you're locally connected. So that would be a nice feature to have. But anyways, that's all I have for y'all. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, y'all have a good one.